Follow your insecurities. What a weird title, right? What a weird thing to say. Everyone's like, get rid of your insecurities. Conceal, conceal, deplete, da 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 da. Your insecurities. Nobody tells you to lean into your insecurities. And there's a difference between insecurities and like anxiety what ifs. Because if it's like, if the sentence is, what if this happens and then that happens and then this happens and then that happens and then this happens and then I die, or I die of embarrassment, or this thing I was really looking forward to, gone. Okay. Take your hands off the wheel. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about insecurities. And more specifically, to really hone in on what I'm talking about, I'm talking about insecurities that are fixable. And I don't mean like plastic surgery. I actually don't mean physical insecurities with the caveat of weight. I mean insecurities that are fixable. I mean weight is changeable. That's why I do want to include that with the insecurities. But we're going to explain, me and myself and we are going to explain why you need to hone in and focus on your insecurities instead of pushing them away, because I do think insecurities are actually a signal to, like, a message telling you like, hey, you could be doing better, this is not your best. So for example, I'll give you examples. When you feel insecure about your weight, and it's outside of this realm of like body dysmorphia and an eating disorder, those are different, but if you are not in that category or are not anymore in that category, then you need to focus. You need to be like, I feel uncomfortable. You feel your jeans moving. You feel your body feeling uncomfortable. You feel, I think the biggest robbing of weight is actually not the weight and the looks and the health and the this. It's the fact that you miss years of your life because you're insecure about it. You're not going swimming. You're not going to that event. When you are at an event, you're insecure about the way you look all the time. That is what actually your body is being robbed, and your mind, your soul is being robbed from when you decide not to take it seriously and not to lose weight. For example, I love long form videos. I absolutely love them. I think they're so delightful. And I prefer a long form video. When it says like 40 minutes, I'm like, yes. When it says like 10 minutes, I'm like, I can't commit to that low commitment situation. I don't do situationships in forms of videos. And I don't know why. And I've always loved long form videos. All of the YouTubers I love have long form videos. If I'm really locked into a YouTuber, it's always because they have long form videos and they tell about their life. But somehow, I never made one. And that was not like a humongous, like overbearing, overwhelming insecurity, but it was an insecurity. I was like, why don't I want to make a video that's longer? Or why can't I make a video that's longer? Like, I love 45 minutes. If a video has 45 minutes on it, I'm like, I just watch, and I like 2-3 hour podcasts as well. I cannot open this bottle to save my life, trying to multitask. It's like a mic, I'm like, wee. But I just somehow never end up making videos that are that long. I think I made one once. Well, actually 2. But I usually tend not to make a super long video. And it's like, okay, you can either cry about it for the rest of your life, or you can try to make it more long form, share a little bit more, let's try this. Instead of having this like, because I think that's what insecurities are. It's this like thing at the back of your head that's constantly poking a little bit, but it's super annoying. It's like the bugs, what are they called? Flies. Sorry. Flies that are like zoom, zoom, zoom. And it's not that they're big, they're not dangerous. There's nothing about them that actually is scary. They're just so repetitively annoying that you think of it. It's like the Chinese torture method, I think it's called. It's not actually Chinese method. I don't know why I got coined that, but I learned about it in like 5th grade, no, 3rd, 4th grade, something like that. And it's basically, we went to a torture museum. Weird thing to do at that age, but one of the methods that stuck with me forever, it wasn't like the electric chair or like things that are actually really scary. That was like in one ear out the other, didn't stick with me that much. But what did stick with me is the drop method, where like you basically they drop a drop of water on your forehead, but like forever. And this method really worked. People would confess to things, people would say things, it would just come out of them because it's so annoying. There's something so annoying about repetition. Even working. Like if you have a job or university, the annoying part of university and working, unless it's like all of it, but if you like it, if you like your job, if you like what you're studying, the annoying part is the repetition. If you only had to do it once out of a week or 2 times out of a week, you'd like it. I even dare I say, if you would flip the week and you would have 5 weeks weekend, 5 days weekend, 2 days doing something, you would look forward to those 2 days like, oh my god, finally. Because you would be bored out of your mind. Because I think that's like it's not an actual word name, but the holiday effect. By the end of holidays, maybe that's just me, but I think a lot of people are like this, hopefully. You are so bored. But you're not like, oh, I'm kind of bored. You know, you're like aggressively bored. You're like, what am I gonna do for the next, I don't know how long period of time to keep going? Like, what is it? Another pina colada? I don't drink, but there's a certain boredom to stagnation or routine, and if you routine anything out, like even junk food, I don't know if you've done that, I have definitely done that, where you eat so much junk food that at some point, even if you keep eating it, it loses its like effect. Because the whole appeal of junk food is that it like lights up a lot of parts of your brain, it activates a lot of things, has salt, sugar, fat. That combination really activates your body, not in a good way. But you miss out on that if you do it too often. Your body gets used to it. And maybe you haven't done that, but I have. Anyways, follow your insecurities. That was the point of the video. Oh, there's the Tinder in the background. How do you follow your insecurities? Oh yeah, so long form videos, that was one of my challenges and things. It's like, okay, and then you're like, okay, so you're just gonna ramble on about your life forever? That's my next thought, and maybe even your next thought. And no. I was like, because what you need to do is you need to have an insecurity, set it on the table, and then work backwards. Why don't I have long form videos? Because I have nothing to say. And you need to like take the ego off the table for a second and really hone in on that and be like, why don't I have anything to say? Because I'm not actually learning that much currently. And so I want to say a lot for a long time and talk the ear off of your ears, but for what value? And then the quest isn't actually, hey, let's talk and ramble on for dear life for 45 minutes. This is probably not going to be 45 minutes unless I shake my brain up. Brown sugar shaking brain. But it made me realize the more I learn, the more I evolve, the more I have new impressions, the more I have new experiences in life, which I could look at and be like, oh, I can tell that story, oh, I can have that, or learn, read books, the more I have to give. I actually bought a book with love letters, because I do love letter tutorials on here, as well as this podcast, and I was like, they're always so short, the videos, and they used to be longer. The longest one was, I think, the Lord Byron video, and in that I just had so much information about Lord Byron because I'd listened to information about Lord Byron for like 4 hours. Even though like I didn't get all of Lord Byron depicted in that video, but I got so much information, and I kind of never did that again. And I made some others that I really liked. I really liked the videos I made, but there was something about the shortness and that they were getting shorter and shorter that I hated. I was like, so zip it with your insecurities, because I think that's the thing with insecurities. Instead of looking at them, we carry them with us and we don't actually let them exist. We are like, oh, they don't exist, but they still exist in your head. They're just now not useful for you even. But with the Lord Byron video, I had so much information, so I was like, okay, we'll get more information. Do the thing you did to get the thing you got. And I think that's the point of following your insecurities, because your insecurities have information in them. They have a question you want to ask, they have a thing they want to prove, they have a purpose most of the time. So, what your insecurities might be is about your grades, about your looks, about whatever your insecurity is, and look at yourself in the face in your life and think, is this insecurity fixable? And if it is, fix it. Don't deny it. Don't be like, oh, I don't feel all of this, not body dysmorphia, but the way my body feels and all of that. No, stop pretending. Stop like pushing them down, pushing them away, and actually try.